What's up, guys? Brian's Second Fitness here today, and I haven't uploaded a video in about 3 days, and I said I'm gonna try to keep my videos coming, like and when a duration of 3 days to 2 days. Just know that I'll probably be uploading in 3 or 2 days. My nose has been feeling really bad, guys. I know I haven't been Brian's Second Fitness because my nose it's been killing me. It's made me stay up at night. It's been really bad. And I couldn't get a video to you guys last night. It's from constantly staying out here making videos for you guys. So just know that it is important making videos for you guys, and that there's nothing better than making videos for you guys. Because everything I say, I mean, I want to help everybody out, and this is why I give them the information. I give them the stuff that they need. They need to apply themselves. They need to have faith in themselves that you don't have to be you don't have to be unhappy with yourself. You can be happy, but at the same time you can be healthy. You can be the best day of your life, and you can still be healthy. You can be happy and healthy at the same time. You don't need to be unhappy and healthy. Make sure that Brian Fitness, the quote Brian Fitness is that we never deprive you guys. Hunger is a starvation of the mind, and I don't feed the minds. I feed the body. That's what Brian Stecker Fitness does. He doesn't feed your mind. He feeds your body. He feeds your muscles. He gives it nourishment. That's what Brian Stecker Fitness does. He makes sure that you have all this information. So today we're going to be talking about high fructose corn syrup. And when you guys normally think about high fructose corn syrup, now your minds might go to, let's look at cereals. Well, yeah, cereal, they are high in high fructose corn syrup too. But what are the foods other than cereal that are high in it? Foods alike, so we can find them, even granola bars and fitness bars. Again, main thing is, but if you find the right fitness bar, and this is a thing you have to do, if you check the micronutrient count, you have to see if you're getting carbohydrates, protein, if you're getting omega-3 fats, if you're getting the amino acids, and if you're getting the salt, the fiber, which is again really important. And when I look at a fitness bar, guys, I don't just look at protein, because that's necessarily not the only thing that's going to be making you gain in muscle mass. But it's all these nutrients. It's micronutrients, macronutrients, the smallest forms, supplementation forms of micronutrients. You need to find vitamins in them. If there's no nutritional value in that protein bar except for protein and usually dextrose monohydrate, then that's a carbohydrate form of sugar, glucose, which we find usually in supplementations. As I look at it, I've not been that person to actually look at dextrose monohydrate, never before. And then as I started living healthy, I started realizing that dextrose monohydrate is that they fool you, because you're getting all these carbohydrates, all this sugar, dextrose monohydrate, in the supplementations that you're usually taking. And again, that's going to corrupt the nutritional value of that. When you want the micronutrients by themselves. You want macronutrient by themselves. You don't want them with the bad food. You don't want them with foods that are high in cholesterol. And that's the main thing. And high fructose corn syrup is not even going to be found in that. It's going to be found in cereal, again, protein bars, be found in granola bars, jarred fruits, canned fruits that are high in high fructose corn syrup. You can find it in syrup, even syrup, guys. Yes, you can find it in beverages. Like if we were to look at sports drinks, if we were to look at Monster, if we were to look at soda, if we were to look at Mountain Dew, if we were to look at pop, what gives it that flavor, that bubbly flavor, but not just that bubbly flavor? What gives it that sweetness? Well, I'll explain to you guys. It's the carbohydrates. It's the high fructose corn syrup that gives it the flavor. And drinks like that, along with sports drinks, they're high in dextrose monohydrate, which again you can find in supplementations. And even at that, the hidden effect of sugar, it's hidden. And if you take along, if you research it, the drinks, sports drinks, think about Monsters, you think about Gatorade, you think about Powerade, you think about all those things, is that they're all going to include dextrose monohydrate, which is again another form of sugar, another form of carbohydrate, glucose that is found in supplementations, usually accompanied with micronutrients or accompanied with electrolytes like calcium, potassium, phosphorus, all of those macrominerals that we know and that we love. Yeah, guys, we love nourishment. We sure do love nourishment. I'm joking. If you don't love nourishment, then I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna beat your ass because you're taking advantage of me, guys. It's like you're raping me. I'm gonna be on like an episode of SVU, Special Victims Unit, because you're just taking advantage of me. You're raping me every time you get, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And as I was saying, International Women's Day was a couple days ago, and I had Gwen Tennessee. You know what I'm talking about? 10-year-old. Yeah. I'm gonna show you why they call me Ben 10. Show you why they call me Bright Sticker Fitness. I'm joking. I'm not gonna show you why they call me that, because if I did show you why they call me Brian Sticker Fitness, then I'd probably be in jail for child molestation. So let's just keep it at that, guys. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be making this video about high fructose corn syrup. I've never gotten this video across to you guys, and I'm always looking for new stuff to do. So when we look at blood sugar and we look at blood glucose level, we usually think about insulin sensitivity. We think about insulin resistance when the hormone insulin, the hormone glucagon, they cannot regulate blood glucose level, leading the blood glucose level. And the blood glucose level affects your blood sugar. So if you have low blood glucose level, it's probably going to mean that you're going to have low blood sugar. If you have a high blood glucose level, then you're going to have high blood sugar. And the main thing about this is symptoms of basically hypoglycemia. Mom is hypoglycemic. My grandmother is a diabetic, so I do know a lot about this stuff. My whole family is basically hypoglycemic, and it's really bad. You get nauseated. You feel like you're about to pass out. You get usually a migraine or either a headache, that head tension, because your body, it needs that food, and when you're not giving it the nutrients, macronutrients, macrominerals, you're going to be giving it all the empty calories. You're going to be giving it all these degenerative non-nutrients. It's not going to be nourishing your body. Not going to be nourishing your muscles. You're not going to build from biosynthesis. Is when the important thing is that your nutrition, because the main thing when we look at, when we get these macronutrients, macrominerals down there, we get these vitamins down there to gastrointestinal tract, delivers it to the colon, gets into a catabolic breakdown, and the thing that the food is doing, it's releasing energy so you can require energy into the anabolic breakdown so you can have anabolic growth. You can have biosynthesis, and biosynthesis is really just basal metabolic rate creating metabolites, and what these metabolites are doing is that they're helping in the growth, reproduction, and development of muscle fibers to simple to complex muscle fibers. And what that does is really expands muscle. It makes you gain in hypertrophy, builds up muscle tone, and usually people that eat healthy, that have nourishment, they're not going to be overweight. They're not going to have a high body composition, how much fat, how much visceral fat, body fat, water fat that you retain. They're not going to have high amounts of that. They're not going to have a low metabolism, a low basal metabolic rate, which usually people with hypoglycemia, they have, because they're not giving them muscles, they're not giving them what they need, and the oxygen cannot be delivered to the muscles. And this is the main thing in growth of the muscles, is that catabolic breakdown. Your body releases energy. The foods that you eat, micronutrients, macrominerals, vitamins, they release the energy to your gastrointestinal tract, and then it delivers that into to get into the anabolic breakdown, which is again biosynthesis. But it's really important that your blood vessels, that you're not going to have a blood glucose level that is not really regulated, because if that's not going to be regulated, then your blood sugar level is not going to be regulated, and that's the main thing. And when we're looking at blood pressure, we're looking at that too. It's not going to be regulated. Looking at stress, not going to be regulated. Cholesterol, it's not going to be regulated. Blood vessels, not going to be regulated by the heart. And the main thing about this is that for muscle growth, for hypertrophy to happen, is that you have nourishment, is that your blood vessels are not being blocked off by your blood glucose level, when the one insulin and the hormone glucagon can regulate your blood glucose level, and that leaves it usually being low, and you're basically about to pass out if you don't eat anything. And if you do eat junk, then you're usually gonna keep on eating, and that leads to high blood sugar. Again, if you're not getting the micronutrients, macrominerals, vitamins that you need. And when you're about to pass out, when you're reaching this fatigue, nausea, when you're reaching this state, it's telling you that you need a meal. And if you keep digesting foods high in sugar, if you keep corrupting your carbohydrate intake, the thing that's going to happen is that your body's going to pass out. It's going to be mad at you because of what you're doing to it. You're not having any nourishment at all. Your blood vessels are not being you're not giving your muscles oxygen. Your muscles need oxygen to experience growth. Your basal metabolic rate needs to make metabolites to affect the muscle fibers, and you're going through the whole ideal of biosynthesis. Your muscle fibers requiring energy from biosynthesis after your foods release energy, gives it up into the basal metabolic rate offsprings, which are the metabolic, and that gives it to muscle fibers to really expand those muscle fibers. And then they're going to be working along with your blood vessels to supply oxygen to your muscles, and usually you're not going to have high muscle atrophy. You're not going to have high fat levels, high blood glucose level, which a high blood glucose level is doing is that it's really preventing your muscles from getting the oxygen they need, and you usually have things like multiple sclerosis. You'll have things like diabetes, prediabetes, and you'll have low blood sugar. You'll have high blood sugar. Even at that, you have all these things, and it's a bad thing that I'm trying to help you guys prevent, so you can gain in muscle tone, you can gain in vascular, you can gain your basal metabolic rate, you can build it, you can gain in muscle growth, so you can decrease fat levels, and you can make your muscles visible, you can decrease visceral fat. You can do all these things to help your body. So even if you have bad genetics, you can have a high metabolism. We can have a lot of calories that don't have empty calories. The nutritional value, bargain foods that have nutritional value, is that it's really going to make sure that your muscles, when they have high nutritional value, is that your muscles are going to grow off of this, and that your blood vessels, your metabolites, it's making sure that your muscle fibers, they all work together and kind of like a family. Like they do something for another one. Metabolites make sure that they aid in the growth, reproduction, development of the muscle fibers, usually the type 2 muscle fibers that have more of a capacity to growth, which affects the blood vessels and affects how much oxygen cannot be blocked off, and how much oxygen can actually